Hey everybody, welcome back to Las Vegas. Summer is really underway as temperatures soar. We've already hit 116 once and it's really hot here. And it seems like the visitors continue to come to Vegas and the locals are also out and about going to their favorite places. Check out this waterfall. Have you ever seen one like this? Connected to a casino? Only in Vegas. Recently, I found a really cool little cafe located in the Shanghai Plaza in Chinatown, Las Vegas. It's called Banana Leaf Cafe. I've seen this sign many times, but finally I decided to stop in and check out what they got. And getting right into it, they have some amazing food. Surprising. This is their banana leaf house salad. This is one of two salads that they have. The other one I believe is a spring mix of something. This is more like a fruit salad. It has pineapples, jicama, cucumber, mangoes, and tomatoes, all in a peanutty tamarind sauce. This was tangy, light, and refreshing, and it was a great appetizer to start. The following dishes just blew me away, such as this. These are coconut jumbo prawns, and these looked really incredible. The presentation was fantastic. An open, cracked coconut with jumbo prawns, topped with dried coconut flakes, and topped with some kind of a sauce. I think the menu said it was a chili sauce. It wasn't really spicy. It was a little bit creamy, a little bit peanutty, and it added a great taste to the shrimp. The shrimps were large, and this was really a good looking dish, and I was really excited to try the rest of the dishes here. All of the dishes that came out to the tables around us looked really fabulous. All of the presentations made the food seem really attractive. It kind of gave you the feeling that you wanted to ask what that dish is. What is that dish? I'm not really familiar with Malaysian style cuisine. From what I understand, the Malaysian style cuisine consists of a number of influences and a combination of flavors that may resemble or consist of styles found in China, India, Indonesia, Malay's own style, and also Singapore, Thai, and a number of others. Therefore, it consists of a complex diversity of spices and flavors. This is their mango chicken. And this dish also looked really tantalizing, served in a green mango shell that was carved out, and you have the chicken in there served with mango slices in some kind of a sweet and sour sauce. This dish also looked so good that I wanted to try it right away. It had good large pieces of chicken, and you can see the mango slices there. This was a good sweet and sour sauce, and the mangoes added a tartness to the chicken. It was really good. But then there was something on the menu I had to try. This is the Chilean sea bass. I remember the first time I tried Chilean sea bass at the Bellagio buffet. The Chilean sea bass fillets are usually pretty thick, and it's a great tasting fish. It's light and flaky and soft, and it gives you a great flavor. It's buttery, and if you close your eyes, you don't know what it is, but it's just heavenly in your mouth. It's just flaky and soft. You can order the Chilean sea bass either grilled or steamed. This is one of the dishes that I prefer steamed. I think the steamed makes it more softer and flakier and retains the juiciness of the fish a little bit more. Doesn't dry out. The sauce was a perfect accompaniment to the dish. It was a light and slightly sweet soy sauce. The vegetables over the top gave it a nice crunch. It was like shredded scallions with some onions or cilantro and carrots possibly, but this added a great and pleasing feeling when you were eating the dish. The fish was great. You had great big bites and chunks of the fish. It was smooth and buttery and soft, along with the vegetables in this light soy sauce. This was by far one of my favorite dishes here. In fact, in this video there are two versions of it because I went back for it again. I enjoyed this dish so much, I probably spent a little too much time on the video, but every bite was a good amount of tender fish. It was moist. If I could sum it up, I would say it's moist. And with the texture of the vegetables, I just couldn't get enough of this dish. This was really by far one of the signature items of this restaurant for me. They have a pretty large menu, so I started reading the descriptions and trying things that sounded really interesting, such as this curry laksa chicken noodle soup. The combination of chicken meat with noodles in a light coconut curry sauce. It was more like a soup, so a light coconut curry soup. The curry wasn't overpowering, it wasn't too spicy, it was pretty subtle, and it had a really good rich creamy taste with a hint of coconut. This was a really good chicken noodle soup dish. This next dish is called Singapore's hot and spicy jumbo shrimp. I saw people ordering this and again it looked so attractive. It was spicy shrimp that was served in a very attractive white taco shell type of a bowl. It looked edible too. So I ordered this shrimp. And just the way that this was presented made the whole dish very attractive. The contrast of colors, the red and the white and the green. The shrimp was really large, pretty good sized shrimp. The sauce was a spicy sauce. It wasn't just a sweet and sour sauce that was overly sweet. The spicy level wasn't overpowering. It did bring a little spice and a little heat to the shrimp. And the shrimp was served with julienne vegetables that gave it a slight bit of texture, but the main star of this dish was the shrimp. So you got good savory shrimp served in a slightly spicy sauce. And of course, the bowl itself was very attractive. If you like shrimp, this dish is a winner. The only question I had was, are you supposed to eat the bowl? The bowl was very similar to a taco shell bowl, like in a taco salad. It did break apart. It came apart. It wasn't extremely crunchy, but there was a good bit of crunch to it. The bottom of the bowl did absorb some of the sauce and the crunchiness went away. It became a little bit chewy in texture. It was a little bit difficult to break apart. As far as the taste, it wasn't really outstanding. It added a little bit of texture. If you want to eat it with the shrimp, I guess you could. But I think I would prefer just to have the shrimp itself. The kitchen was well equipped to put out these dishes pretty fast. The orders came out pretty fast because everything was prepped and ready to go. And they have these high temperature woks that can really produce these dishes at a fast rate. It didn't take a long time for these dishes to come out to your table. They came out at a pretty fast rate. They were prepared very fast. As I watched these woks produce the food, I got a chance to peek at some of the other dishes that were available, and like I said, the menu is pretty large. This is the mee siam or the mee siam. It resembles a pad thai, actually has a Thai influence. Thin rice noodles mixed with shrimp or other kinds of protein and vegetables, crunchy bean sprouts topped with peanut. This was a really good dish. And here is the dish that was also really attractive. This is a sizzling beef dish. I always find myself ordering these sizzling beef dishes. This is the Singapore black pepper sizzling beef. You can also get this with chicken. Meat served on a sizzling skillet. It's beef or chicken served with vegetables that are sizzling with a syrupy soy sauce that's slightly sweet. They also have some very interesting vegetable dishes. At the recommendation of Chef Lee, I tried their ong choy. This type of ong choy is a little bit softer and has a little more crunch, and it's served with the traditional Malaysian type of seasoning. This is a shrimp paste that kind of braises the ong choy. I was impressed by the number of dishes that were presented from the kitchen. Although I'm not familiar with the Malaysian cuisine, whether it's sizzling meats or noodle soups or stir-fried dishes, even vegetables, the seasoning and the spices were really good, and I decided that the Malaysian cuisine is something that I would like to get to know more. So here are some of the other dishes that were being produced by the kitchen at this time. The menu is in the description below, so please check out the menu and you can read the description of the types of food that they have, such as this Hainanese chicken. You can get this either as a half order or a whole chicken, and it's very simple and light, but it's really good served with rice. This next dish resembles chow fun. It has a Chinese influence. This is flat rice noodles served with shrimp, calamari, bean sprouts, and egg. The rice noodles are flat and wide, and the shrimps are medium to large, and they are accompanied by the nice fresh crunchiness of the bean sprouts, little bit of green onions, and the flavoring. The sauce was mild yet very tasty. This dish resembled the classic Chinese chow fun or Thailand's pad see ew to a degree. They're not all exactly the same, but they are similar in the presentation and the ingredients as well. And as I mentioned before, Banana Leaf Cafe has a variety of foods. I was very impressed with the Malaysian spices and flavoring and the presentation. The food was really great. This was a good experience. The Chef Lee, is very friendly, and he's more than happy to accommodate you with questions you might have regarding Malaysian cuisine. This was an incredible find. I'm so glad I tried this place. Banana Leaf Cafe in Shanghai Plaza, Chinatown, Las Vegas. Here is another place that I highly recommend you try. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time.